Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bianca if you are new, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but it is time for the November TBR. I can't believe there are only 2 months left in the year already. It feels like this year has just flown by, but here we are. It is time for November, and for me, I believe this is going to be the month of rereads. I have so many books that I want to reread, along with so many books that I want to read for the first time, and fall is like the perfect season for them. So let's get into it. And my cat is being really clingy right now, so please excuse her and her butt. Okay. So the first book that I have is more of a like last minute addition because I have a lot of fantasy on here. So I chose this one as kind of like a palette cleanser to go in between all of the fantasy. But this is Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison. This is the third book in the Love Light Farms series. And this is the last physical one that I have. I do want to get Business Casual, and it is on my wish list, hoping to get it for Christmas or my birthday. But this is Layla's story, which if you've read Love Light Farms, she is the baker that works. She works at Love Light Farms. So this follows Layla and Caleb Alvarez, so in this one, Layla hasn't been having the best of luck with guys. One even ghosted her with a check at a date. And then she meets Caleb, who has an easy solution. 1 month of no strings attached dating. She'll tell him how he is at the romance game, and he will help renew her faith in men. But you know, it's romance, and all these things lead to romance in the end. But love the basis of this, and I can't wait to pick this up. And I love Ingo Wild and Love Light Farms. It's great. So I'm glad to be getting back into this world, and we'll see where that goes. Next, we have another book in a series that I'm in the middle of, and that is Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the perfect season for this series of books. This is the third book. Yes, the third book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. And I loved the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I love Stalking Jack the Ripper, and I loved Hunting Prince Dracula. Both of those were 4 stars for me, and I cannot wait to pick this one up. Although I am a little intimidated because I have heard there is a little tension between Audrey Rose and Thomas Cresswell, and kind of like a little threat for their romance. And their romance is my favorite part of these books, along with the mystery. But this one takes place on a cruise, and I believe there is like a carnival or a magical traveling show, and somebody ends up murdered. So very much looking forward to picking this up this season. These books are so atmospheric, and it is perfect for fall. So if you were thinking of starting the series, I highly recommend starting it this season. And then we have another book. I've started this book. I started it months and months ago. I can't even tell you how long ago I started it, but I started it and I didn't have the color tabs that I wanted, so I stopped because I knew I wanted to annotate it, and then I had to go back and annotate, so now I'm in the middle of doing that. But this is the beginning of a humongous series and a humongous fantastical world, so I'm ready to finish my read of this book, and that is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Mortal Instruments series. I do have the entire series. Okay, so Cassandra Clare, everybody knows Cassandra Clare, the Mortal Instruments. This follows Clary's introduction into the Shadowhunter world. So I do want to finish getting into this because I was really enjoying it. I got to chapter 8 and I'm on page 112, but I really was enjoying it. So I do want to get back into this and finish this month. Next, we have another book in a series that I started. But this series is understandably really intimidating, and you'll understand it when I show you. That is just so weird. Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I loved the Acatar series. And I read that one first. And if you've watched my videos, you know I am a romance girly at heart. And while Acatar is fantasy, it is romantasy. So it is romance heavy fantasy. Throne of Glass is not romance heavy. It is fantasy heavy. And so while I enjoyed Throne of Glass, I didn't love it, but I have heard the series gets better as it goes along. So I do want to continue because I do love Sarah J. Maas's writing and I do want to read all of her books. So I do want to continue with Throne of Glass by getting into Crown of Midnight. I did start this book earlier this year. I only got to chapter 3, which was page 17. So I didn't get very far, but I do want to continue into this world. This follows Selena Sardothian, who was in prison for being an assassin and has been released into the charge of the Crown Prince to participate in the King's contest to become his chief assassin or something like that. So this is the second book, and I've just been seeing a lot of edits and reels on TikTok that have just put me in the mood to finish this book, to finish the series. So we're going to dive back into this book and get back into the S.J. Maas world. So earlier this year in the summer, I finished the Kingdom of the Wicked series. I read the first book, Kingdom of the Wicked, maybe 2 years ago, and I hadn't picked up Kingdom of the Cursed or Kingdom of the Feared. And I picked them up this summer and I read them back to back because I loved them and I wanted to finish them. So now I am still sucked into that world and I want to stay there. So I'm going to pick up Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. I do have Escaping from Houdini also by Carrie Maniscalco on this list, but completely different stories. This follows Envy, who is a character in the Kingdom of the Wicked series. But these are part of a different series of standalone following the Princes of Hell, I believe. The newest book just came out, I believe, or is coming out soon. And I do want to get my hands on that too, but I want to read this one. This book is chunky. I don't really know anything about it other than it follows Envy and Camilla. And there's romance. And I believe there are games in here too. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm very interested to get back into this world. I really loved Kingdom of the Cursed and Kingdom of the Feared. So I do want to get back into this world of Miss Carrie Maniscalco's. And now we get to my rereads. Or they'll wait. You know what? Now we'll do my Kindle reads. These are the books on my Kindle that I want to get to that I do not have current physical copies for. So the first one is I want to start the first book of the Zodiac Academy. I am charging my Kindle right now. That's why I wasn't really holding it up. But I have started the first book in the Zodiac Academy. I'm about 10% of my way into it, and I'm really enjoying it. I think at the point I'm at, Tori and her sister have just arrived at the school and have gotten their Zodiac assignments or something, whatever. Their powers revealed. So that's where I'm at with that one. And I do want to finish it. I started it when I was in the middle of like a readathon or something, and I wasn't able to apply it to the readathon, so I put it down. But I do want to pick it back up. Another one is The Witch Collector, which is by Carissa Weeks. This follows a girl who is apparently deaf, and she is going in search of the witch collector and the king who kidnapped her sister when they were younger and now she is setting out to kill both of them, only to realize that in order to, I think, retrieve her sister, she has to work with the witch collector. And I believe that's where the romance is between those two characters. Then I've also been on TikTok a lot, which I try not to do because, you know, you go into that deep hole and then all of a sudden 3 hours are gone. But I wanted to pick up Flock by Kate Stewart. This book has been all over TikTok, and I have seen everybody's reactions, and it seems like it is very hyped and rightfully hyped. So I'm interested, and sometimes you just need a book that's going to make you cry. And I think I'm in the mood to read a book that's going to make me cry. So that's where we are right now. And the final one is more of a reread, but I was able to get an e-arc of Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, and I loved it, and I want to reread it. So that is going to be the first reread for the month of November is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. This was amazing, so I do want to pick that up again. And now we move on to my physical rereads. I am audiobooking this reread though, because I was able to get the graphic audio, and I started it in the month of October, and I've not been able to think of anything else. So I'm doing my reread. I'm doing my second reread of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So this will be the third time I'm reading this book, and I'm enjoying it so much. So I am audiobooking it on my phone, but I am at chapter 28, which is page 347. So I'm over 50% of the way through the audiobook, which means I'm also in the second part of the audiobook too, because they broke it up into 2 parts. And I just love being back here. It's so much fun, and I cannot wait for Onyx Storm to come out in January. So I am doing a reread of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. This will be my first reread of Iron Flame, but I read Fourth Wing twice last year. I read it for the first time in July, I believe it was, and then I read it again in October in preparation for this to come out. So I love Violet and Xaden and all the other characters. I am just not looking forward to the traumatizing bit at the end of Fourth Wing, and if you know, you know. So, especially not with the graphic audio, because I feel like it's going to break my heart. But you do what you gotta do. So those are 2 of the rereads I want to do. And I also want to do a reread of Acatar by Sarah J. Maas. I have not been able to think of anything else except maybe Fourth Wing. But I've been wanting to reread this for months, and I finally think I'm gonna do it. I do have the graphic audio for the Acatar series too. So I am gonna audiobook that, but I might read along with it because I do want to annotate this book a little. I haven't annotated much, but I think I am gonna restart it and do some annotations, and I do have the overlays for this one. So we're gonna have some fun. But I'm very much looking forward to this reread. Why did I pick this month to read all of the bulky books? Because all of these books are huge. Even this one is thick. Okay. There are a lot of books in my TBR. And let's be honest, I'm not going to get to all of them. But my rereads, it's more of I kind of want to finish them before the end of the year type thing. But even if I don't, it won't be a big deal because I have read them before. But let's be honest, it's probably why they're going to be the books that I read this month and not the ones that I haven't picked up before. But here we are with the physical books. These are huge. So there are 8 of these, and then I have 4 books on my Kindle. So this is really heavy. And all of these are chunky books. So I don't know. I'm not holding up much hope that I'm going to get through all of them. And I also have a lot of plans for videos this month. So I'll probably be able to get through some of these by doing that. But fingers crossed. because October was not a good reading month for me. I had no motivation to pick up any books, and the books I picked up, I just wasn't interested in. So fingers crossed I can get back into these. Like I said, I did start my reread of Fourth Wing in October, and that was really the only book I could really concentrate on and enjoy. I did read a couple books in October, but nowhere near the amount I read in September. But we're moving on. We're hoping to end the year on a high note. So lots of books for November and December. And that's where I am right now. Let me know what books you have on your radar for November and even for December, because I'm looking for some good, like, Christmassy romance recommendations. And even, I haven't seen this, but I want to know if there are any, like, Christmas fantasy romance recommendations, because I've been real into fantasy recently. So that's kind of where my focus is right now. But let me know in the comments down below. And let me know how your reading has been. Do you have any books that you have to get to before the end of the year? I don't think that I do, but we'll see. I don't think that I have any that I like really have to finish by the end of the year, but I have books that I want to. And I never really get to the books that I want to get to because new things come out all the time, and my focus is on those. But don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and don't forget to pick up a good book. Bye.